Are you causing your own depression? Are you manifesting your own depression, your own anxiety? When you consume this content on social media, when you consume the news, it's full of negative news, right? So you're consuming it. So what are your thoughts are? Now, I'm not saying do not consume this content to be disconnected from the world. But right now, what we need to do is heal yourself first before anything. So most importantly is you need to be a little bit cognizant of what effect is this news having on you. When you if you are watching the news, watching social media, and all you see, and your feed is filled with horrible things that happen, whether, obviously I don't have to go into detail of what is a bad event, right? Is it bringing down your frequency? Is it causing you to think about this event? And again, if you're able to consume the content and realize what the big picture is in this world, and what is the reasoning, right? And it's not bringing you down, then it is not affecting you. But anything consumed too much is bad, right? There needs to be balance. You don't want to just spend 8-12 hours a day consuming negative content. It is going to affect you. But if you are depressed, if you are feeling empty, lost, anxiety, you're feeling that you don't want to be a part of this world, and you find that you're watching these news channels talk about, or social media talk about these atrocities, these events that bring you down, then we need to address that. We need to eliminate that from your life for the time being. And again, I'm not saying to disconnect if you can handle it. And I hate to say the word handle it, but if your perception is that you're watching it and you feel helpless, you don't feel motivated now to be a part of this society, then it's affecting you. Okay? And so what we need to do is disconnect, because if you're watching that and you're dreaming about it, your thoughts, you're crying about it, it's affecting you, it's affecting your relationship, so on and so forth. We need to disconnect and do inner work, meditation, therapy, hypnotherapy sessions, specifically introspective hypnotherapy sessions where the soul is healed from this trauma, from either personal trauma or trauma from being in this dense environment. So I want to relay this message because I see more and more people are allowing this environment to affect them. And the perspective of the higher perspective of your higher self, of your guides, is completely different. That's why I strongly recommend a hypnotherapy session. And you can see an example of this on my website, sourcehypnotherapyhealing.com. That's sourcehypnotherapyhealing.com. And you're able to see an example, a very brief example. But the key is to realize what's going on. Your perspective needs to change. And being able to speak to your higher self, being able to speak to a guide, and understanding this will change your perspective and allow you to heal on the soul level. And now your physical experience will be completely different, no matter what trauma you've experienced in this life, past life. Or just, again, if the experience just in itself is difficult, and believe me, I understand that. I understand the difficulties. We are all in this together, but our perspective is what helps us. So, for instance, I'm just going to end with one example. If you have had, let's stick with what we were saying with watching the news. You see the news, and there is a wife that gets murdered. We don't know the history as far as on the soul level. Was that a soul contract? Was that karma? And again, I'm not saying that that's definitely the case. We don't know without. But now, when you have a hypnotherapy session and you are able to speak to your higher self and speak about your personal trauma and speak about your personal karma and your personal past life experiences and why is it that you've gone through what you've gone through, then you're like, I can't judge. I can't. I'm. It's not going to overwhelm me because your perspective. Once you have this higher knowledge, you understand from that plane of existence. It's completely different. All right, all right. So again, please do not let it affect you. If it is affecting you, meditate. Meditate. Inner work. Hypnotherapy session. Past life session. Life between life session. Whatever it is that you need to do to start the healing process and change your perspective, do it.